Hi, everyone. Thank you for all these great presentations. This has been so wonderful. Um, it's been my pleasure to work this summer and to introduce Madison Quill. She's a rising senior at the University of New Hampshire, majoring in environmental science. Madison was a wonderful addition to the Amherst engineering department this summer. She helped to inventory over 180 stormwater outfalls. I was impressed with Madison's hard work and determination when it came to field work. She never shied away from truly getting into the weeds. She did a lot of we did a lot of bushwhacking this summer. See, and in the laboratory, we did laboratory work too, and she was very organized and detail oriented. She brought a great understanding of GIS to the internship and used it very creatively and with a lot of insight in analyzing and presenting the data. I learned very quickly that behind Madison's sort of quiet demeanor is a very confident and creative, strong woman. So with that, I'd like to thank Madison for all her wonderful work this summer and turn it over to you.
Thank you so much for the introduction and all the kind words. As previously stated, my name is Madison Quill, and I have been working with the town of Amherst, Massachusetts Department of Public Works this summer. And for my project, I've been focused on looking at Amherst's stormwater drainage system in order to find non-stormwater sources of polluted water coming out of the stormwater drainage system. And this work is necessary for the town's MS4 permit, which allows them to discharge stormwater from a separated stormwater sewer system into the environment. These outfalls being monitored can carry pollutants into the watershed that can hurt aquatic health and ecosystems, and many of these outfalls discharge directly into major water bodies in the town. So I have been responsible for assessing outfalls and sampling outfall discharge found during dry conditions in order to further this goal. And the reason it's important that we sample in dry conditions is because the stormwater shouldn't be flowing in those conditions, so any water coming out of the outfalls is not stormwater. Next slide. So the goal for this summer was to visit, assess, and sample around half of the required outfalls in the town, which will be accomplished. And when assessing the outfalls, if the sample water had a high concentration of bacteria, ammonia, surfactants, chlorine, or a high conductivity, it was labeled as a problem outfall. And of the outfalls assessed so far, about 30% were problem outfalls that will eventually need to be fixed. A large proportion of the problem outfalls were found in the downtown area, which makes sense because there's a lot of human activity that could cause pollution, and the infrastructure is generally older in that part of town. Another thing that was found was that many times analysis of the pollutants found in the discharge gave a good indication of where the problem was coming from, just super helpful going forward. And another thing we found when assessing the outfalls was that numerous outfall pipes were not draining water properly and need debris removed in order to improve drainage. Next. So as I've previously mentioned, around half of the outfalls in the town have not been assessed yet, and there's still a lot more that needs to be done for the town's MS4 permit going forward in the coming years. So after assessing the outfalls, people will need to look at the catchment where the outfall discharge is coming from and try to identify the source of the pollutants as well as eventually fix the problem. Most of this will build on my work and the data collection and analysis that I've done this summer. So I've been focused on creating visuals showing where and what pollutants were found so that I can make sure the data that I've collected is easy to understand for people who will be continuing this project. And to wrap up, I'd like to thank my mentor, Beth Wilson, for her support on this project, as well as many others at the Amherst DPW for their help. And I'd also like to thank the Sustainability Institute for this opportunity. It has been really great to learn about environmental and sustainability work done in towns.
Great. Thank you, Madison. One quick question. I'm wondering if there was anything you found out this summer through your collection and data analysis that is already causing the town to act on addressing some of the pollution problems.
Yeah, so we're already there's already some of the outfalls that are being looked at, and they're trying to find ways to fix it. I think they're talking about meeting this week about a certain particular place that we found a lot of pollution. It's sometimes hard to coordinate everything in order to get things done in towns. So people want to solve the problems, but it's not always moving super quickly. But yeah, a lot of things are already looking at being addressed.